Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my Motivational Monday. I have done quite a few of these videos now. The links are below and every week I am covering a different topic. Hopefully something that will inspire you and make you feel motivated for the week. Today we are talking storage. I've got 20 different storage hacks for you. I first got really excited about storage. I know that sounds really strange, doesn't it, to get really excited about storage ideas. We went to visit my dad in 2016. He lives in Indiana in the States. Hadn't been there for about 15 years. He always comes to us. And the ideas he has in his house, really clever storage ideas, made me come home and want to redo my drawers, my cupboards, my bathrooms, my kitchen. I just went crazy when I came home. And I think the thing is, in our country, over here in the UK, the majority of us don't have huge amounts of storage space. We don't have basements, we don't have usable attics, we don't have it's like having the kitchen units all the way up to the ceiling almost, and then all the way to the floor. We have that space where there's nothing in the kitchen cupboards, the kickboards where there's space at the bottom, whereas their cupboards go all the way to the bottom. Their storage ideas are so clever. So I changed my way a little bit in the house and it's really helped us. We have one very small understair cupboard. That's the only cupboard in the house. We don't have a huge house. We don't have a basement. We do not have a usable loft. It's just full of rubbish, not one that we can access. So we've had to be clever with our storage ideas. So today I am going to be sharing 20 of them with you. If you like this kind of video, if you like feeling motivated, if you like home videos, arts and crafts, all that kind of thing, please do subscribe. There's also a little bell notification so you get notified when my videos go up. Thank you. Let's get on to the first storage idea. I shared one of these with you the other day, and that's my new way of storing all our breads. So I had the problem that I had a bread bin here before, didn't particularly like it, and the bread just got forgotten and it was always going mouldy. So I bought this wire rack from Next recently. I think it was £16. It's 2 layers. You can add more if you want. It's not the prettiest. I've got all the bread on display, but it's not going mouldy. It's not going off. I can see what I've always got, and it's being used up and not thrown away. Number 2, I have all these little jars here on the windowsill in my craft room. The mini ones, they collect or look after all my coloured buttons, and the larger ones, I keep all my scraps of ribbon. They are such a great way to hold things and they look really pretty as well. Keeping in my craft studio, I use galvanized buckets and I use mugs to store my pens, my felt tips, pencils, paints and scissors as well. I love how organised my craft drawers feel. I buy these really cheap baskets. They're just over £1 on eBay. I've got stamps. I've got the acrylic stamps and little wooden stamps, and I also use them for craft embellishments as well. They fit in the drawers, the IKEA drawers, so perfectly. And they just keep everything separate and organised. Talking of stamp storage, I hung this on the back of my door. I picked it up in a charity shop for £3. I added all the names, all the different sort of themes of the stamps, and this is where I keep my large stamp collection. I do actually have a video of when I organise the stamps, and I also have another video of a craft room storage tour, so I will link both of those videos up for you below. So I'm going to stay in the studio. This is where I store all my scrapbooks and all my traveller's notebooks. Everything is up there. These are cubes from IKEA, really cheap, and I've just stacked them on top of one another. They're the perfect size for the 12 by 12 albums. I'm going to head back into the kitchen, and this is my drawer where I keep things like sandwich bags, cling film, foil, Ziploc bags, that kind of thing. This drawer used to be so messy. I bought 2 trays from IKEA. I think they were £2 each, and now they hold everything really neatly. I've got Ziploc bags at the back. I've got my paper here, my paper liner, foil, and there's also cling film, and then we've got bin bags and sandwich bags as well. Seriously, having drawer organisers changed my life. It's made my life so much easier. Everything has a home. There's no more kind of like scrabbling through drawers trying to find things. Everything is neat and tidy, and I no longer find myself going in the drawers to have to tidy because they stay tidy now. I've got another drawer over there which holds things like batteries, mini bulbs, skewers, all the kitchen-y bits and pieces where it was just all thrown in a drawer before. Everything now is neat and tidy. This wasn't actually on my list to share, but I thought I may as well because, again, I'm using these drawer organisers. This was the messy drawer before. You know, that kitchen drawer where everything is thrown in. It's still not perfect, but everything does have a home. I've got my batteries, my plug-ins, skewers. I've got a little milk whisk, electric milk whisk. We've got chargers and just bits and pieces, matches, candles, you name it, cake toppers, all those bits and pieces that you struggle to find homes for, they're now all in this drawer here. This is 2-in-1 hacks. I've got one cupboard with 2 different, or actually 3 different storage hacks. First up, the 3M hooks on the kitchen door. This again has made such a difference, and I've done this to a lot of my kitchen cupboards. Here I've got my cups, my measuring cups. I've got the mini colander. I've got, this is actually a tea strainer, but I use it for, you know, when you've got icing sugar or you just need to sift a little bit. And I've also got, my daughter thought this was a mini travel grater, but it's actually what I use for Parmesan, and also what I use for nutmeg. These little 3M hooks are really handy, and they don't damage the doors. You can get different ones for different sizes, different weights. I've got them in other cupboards for like dishcloths and things like that, tea towels. Really, really handy. I also use these for my daughter in uni, just to give, again, they don't have much storage space there, and we were able to hang things on the inside of her kitchen cupboards without them marking. Now, inside the cupboard, I have used recycled jars, and I use these for my herbs that I use the most. So these previously were like chutney jars, jam jars, that kind of thing. I've used blackboard stickers and a damp wet pencil, and these are now all jars to hold my herbs and spices. I bought the herbs and spices, I bought really, really cheap in great big bags from Tiger. So these are perfect storage containers for them. The other thing, herbs and spices. This is also my herbs and spices cupboard. And I've got them all into baskets. Baskets play a major role in organising my kitchen. And every herb and spice, I've got savoury, and I've got the sweet ones here as well. I use these less, so I keep these on the bottom. I've also got a 2-tier. You can just about see it at the back. I bought that in IKEA. And I've got spices that I don't use quite so often. They're at the back there. And then the sweet ones and the savoury ones get stacked in the cupboard. I find this system works really, really well for me. The next is a drawer that I never used to really use. This used to be the junk drawer before I converted the other one, and it was just full of rubbish. Things would fall down the back. We'd end up with menus from takeaways that would fall down the back of the cupboard, and I converted it into a tea towel drawer. All my tea towels get folded and rolled, and this is now where they live. It's one of those really narrow drawers that I never really knew what to do with, so this gives it a really good new purpose. Next up is what I call my spinny cupboard. You know, one of those round cupboards where it moves inside. Last year, I think it was last year, I got so fed up. I was always needing to clean this cupboard. Things would get put back, and they would be upside down. We'd end up with sometimes honey everywhere, syrup everywhere. It always felt a mess until I put baskets in here. And since doing this, I've never needed to tidy it or even clean it, to be honest, because I have not had any spillages. Everything is labelled, so it makes life so much easier for everyone to put back. Everything has its basket and its place. I've got 2 here in the lounge for you. One isn't so much a hack, it's just showing you how I store something, and that's my wax melts. I have a thing for candles and wax melts. I have a huge collection. Last year we needed, or the year before, we needed to buy a small coffee table, and we came home with a small coffee table and a miniature antique looking desk. Didn't go with the intention of buying anything quite quirky, but we really fell in love with it. I think it was £40 from Home Sense, and it was just too cute and just perfect to fit the space. And I've ended up using it for my wax melts. I absolutely love this little desk. I've got a little drawer here where I keep the remotes and coasters, and in here are all my melts. Aren't they amazing? It smells so good when you open up this cupboard. I've also got some little tea lights in here, but this is where my collection lives. I was so happy with that furniture find. Now underneath I store some of my favourite table linens. I don't have a huge amount of table linen. I've got my favourites, and then I've got some like larger tablecloths and things for when it's Christmas time, but these are my favourites. I bought this basket from Waitrose for £5 some time ago, and inside are all I keep my table runners. I've got my tablecloths, as in placemats, sorry, and then I've got tablecloths. There's actually quite a lot in here, and it's all really pretty table linen, and it looks nice when it's sat underneath the little desk there, and it's easy for me to get out, and it's not taking up a whole drawer space somewhere either. By the front door I have quite a lot of storage as well, and this makes life so much easier. I think you kind of need space when you walk in the front door. We've got pegs up here for all the coats, but you need somewhere to store things, somewhere to instantly put your keys, put your sunglasses and things like that. So as soon as you walk in the door, it's there and tidy. Otherwise that's when things get sort of left around the house. You develop piles and then you can't find things. I've got more drawer organisers. We've got for the keys, got for hand sanitisers, mints. I usually keep a lip gloss in there as well. And at the very back, can't quite see, are the sunglasses. This side we've got more hand sanitizers. We've got things like tape measures, and this side we keep all the doggy things, or the she's got like flashing lights. We keep her bags as well. And just below in the cupboard I keep big totes. I've got my spare vases because I never know where to put them. I also keep sun cream, spare carrier bags. I've also got a basket, a tote full of all the dog stuff, all her treats and bits and pieces like that. And back into my studio, and these are my storage hacks for all my planning and craft storage. These super cheap totes really do make a difference. I bought the small ones there off eBay, and they come as a pack of 3, and they were just a couple of pounds. And in there I keep things like my post-its, spare notepads. I've got cards that I make all ready to send out. And then in the basket here I've got stickers. These baskets were also really inexpensive. I bought them from Asda George online a while ago. Keep travel books, my leftover planner pages and to-do lists, more notebooks, and obviously my planners. And down here opposite my desk here I use these clear 12 by 12 divider trays, and these store my 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers, but by splitting them in half rather than having them as one tower, it gives me the storage above, so I can store all my trip planner books. And then on this side another tote for bits and pieces, and then I've got a pencil case and a little bag where I keep my sprockets. I've also got these little additional trays. They just slide in the top there, £2 from Wilko, and again it's just additional storage, which makes life really easy. I do actually have quite a few of these dotted around. And finally, my last storage hack, and this is my favourite, which is why I've left it till the end. The understairs cupboard. This is the only actual built-in cupboard in the house, and a couple of years ago we turned it into a larder. It's nothing fancy, it's in desperate need of a lick of paint, and actually I think my son and I are going to decorate the hallway next week, which includes painting in here as well. But I'll give you a quick peek and you'll see why I love it so much. So this is the larder, and my husband's actually got a little light that goes on when you enter, but it, like I said, it's in desperate need of a lick of paint. But all I've done, we've got some shelves and some baskets, and some IKEA containers, and everything is organised. We've got a little rack on the side for the ironing and the iron, sorry, the iron and the ironing board. Mine rack was already in there when we moved in. And then I've just got this cheap plastic drawers where we keep things like cookies, cereal bars, crisps, that kind of thing, big packs of crisps. And then in the small one here we've got all the lunchbox bits, and it's made a huge difference. So that's the end of my storage hacks. I hope you've enjoyed all of those. I hope they have motivated you and maybe given you some of your own ideas. Please let me know, do you use any of these storage ideas yourself? And do they work for you? And are there any new here that you're thinking of giving a go or trying yourself? I would love to know any new ones yourself. Please let me know. I am always on the look for new storage solutions. They make life so much easier. Thank you so much for watching me today. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next Monday with another Motivational Monday video. Thank you. Bye.